fifth graders. Today we're doing lesson 13-3 on triangles. All right, our main idea, I will identify characteristics of triangles. So new vocabulary, isosceles triangle, equilateral triangle, and scalene triangle. All these three triangles are named for their sides, the sides that make up the triangle. Then we have acute triangle, right triangle, and obtuse triangle. These triangles are named for the angles in the triangle. All right, here's an isosceles triangle. An isosceles triangle has at least two congruent sides. So the two congruent sides are here, the 2 inch and 2 inch. And then we have 1.5 inch side below here. So it needs at least two congruent sides. Then we have an equilateral triangle. In an equilateral triangle, all the sides are congruent. So we have this side is 3 inches, this side is 3 inches, and this side is 3 inches. So all three sides are congruent. Now, an equilateral triangle can also be considered an isosceles because it has at least two congruent sides. But since we're being more specific and it has three congruent sides, it is an equilateral triangle. Then we have a scalene triangle. In a scalene triangle, there are no congruent sides. So here this side is 1 inch, 2 inches, and 3 inches. So no congruent sides in a scalene. All right, we are going to measure to find the number of congruent sides, then state whether any of the sides appear to be perpendicular. Write yes or no. So for this example, when you are measuring, you could use a piece of paper and you could draw a mark here and a mark here on your piece of paper. Then move your paper down here, see if your two dots line up, and then move your paper here again. Should I do that?
No, you don't have to do it.
Okay. All right, so if you were to do that, all of the sides of the triangle have the same length, therefore all three sides are congruent. And no, the sides are not perpendicular. Okay, none of the sides of the triangle are perpendicular. All right, we're going to measure to find the number of congruent sides, then state whether any of the sides appear to be perpendicular. Okay, so again, you can use your piece of paper and measure the side, draw a dot here, draw a dot here, see if they line up here, and with this side as well. These two sides, this side and this side, will end up being congruent. Okay, they are the same length, but here, this side is shorter than these two sides. So we have two congruent sides, and now we just need to figure out if any of the sides appear to be perpendicular. Okay, and none of the sides are perpendicular. All right, now we're going to classify our triangles by using angles. So we have first an acute triangle. An acute triangle consists of 3 angles. Here's our angles. Okay, and all of those angles are going to be under 90 degrees. That's what makes it acute, 3 acute angles. Then we have a right triangle. A right triangle will have 1 right angle and 2 acute angles. Then an obtuse triangle, will have 1 obtuse angle. So it's 1 angle that is greater than 90 degrees. So the angle will be greater than 90 degrees, and then have 2 acute angles. Should I talk about the 180? All right, triangles form the dome of the spaceship Earth at Epcot Center in Florida. Identify the kind of angles in the triangles. Now this is kind of hard to see on the board, so we'll pull up a triangle there. It's similar to the ones in the photo. So based on our angles here, what would be the kind of triangle? We're looking, we don't have an angle that is a 90-degree angle. We also do not have any obtuse angles in the triangle. There are two acute angles.
I think they have that top angle as obtuse. It doesn't look like it, but they're counting it as obtuse.
Yeah. So in the triangle, they're counting the top angle here. It was kind of hard for me to tell if it was obtuse or acute, but they are saying that this one is obtuse. But we know that if a triangle has two angles that are acute and one angle that is obtuse, it is an obtuse triangle. All right, identify the kind of angles in the triangle. So here we have one right angle. Okay, so we can already take out C, 3 right. We can take out D, 2 acute, 1 obtuse. So we have one right, and we know if we have one right angle, the two other angles need to be acute. These two angles are acute. They are less than 90 degrees, so our answer is A. All right, and that's our lesson on triangles. Thanks for watching.